Okay, so let's talk about springs. John Deere many years ago used to sell springs of this type, and they were tethered between the W bracket and the unit on the parallel arms for the purpose of applying downforce. So there's two options here. There's a single spring either side, which the part system will refer to as a 90-pound downforce spring. And it is referred to as a downforce spring. We'll get to that in a second. Now that set is BA 25958. And there's also another option where you have two springs on each side, and that's a 180-pound set, and the part number on it is BA 25972. Now, what's interesting about these springs is that sometimes people complain that there's too much downforce and that the unit is too heavy. And so what we can do with these springs is we can have our unit here. Let's say this is our W bracket and this is our unit, and it goes off like this, and your boxes on here like this, and the gauge wheel here. Now, if these springs are applied in this fashion, that will carry load, okay? So that's going to carry some of the load of this unit. If they're applied in this fashion, okay, then that is going to be downforce. And I'll switch over now to the unit, and you'll see what the effect of that is. In the next clip, we've placed some scales underneath the unit, and you'll see very clearly that by applying springs in this fashion, we can greatly reduce the load applied by the unit. In a situation where we have an active downforce system in here on the W bracket, applying downforce to the lower parallel arm, if extra downforce is required, this system will simply overcome what's been carried to get us the correct margin. So let's switch over to that other video now, and you'll see what a drastic difference these springs can make. Very, very helpful in dry beds and situations where you have soft going. So as you can see here, we have a current Exact-Emerge unit with the 1.6 bushel box resting on a set of air conditioning scales. You can see at the front we have two spring sets applied. That's a total carry of 180 pounds, or roughly about 80 kilos. The pressure being applied at the gauge wheel is reading 23 kilograms. I'm going to stop the camera now and take the springs off. So as you can see, we've now removed the springs, and the scale's showing 96.98, almost 97 kilos. That's a difference of over 70 kilos. So now we've reapplied the springs, and you can see that our load has gone back to 24 kilos again. It's not a problem that we've got that carry, because if we need to overcome that to have increased margin, the active pneumatic downforce or independent row hydraulic downforce will simply overcome the load of those springs.